to my doll collecting channel. Today I am going to be doing a all my dolls video. The reason I'm doing this is to celebrate my 4-year anniversary on American Girl YouTube, which will be 4 years in January 2025, which is crazy to say. I started my channel in January of 2021. So, and one of the first videos on my channel, technically it was my unboxing of my Cecile doll, but then I didn't post for 6 months. And then I decided I want to do YouTube regularly, and I posted an all my dolls video. So I thought it would be fitting to celebrate my 4-year anniversary with doing an all my dolls video. A common format with all my dolls videos is showing you them in order of when the person received that doll, which I could do, but that would mean taking apart my whole display, which I'm really proud of. I finally have a display that I am very happy with. So I wanted to show you the way I view my display is like a puzzle. So I kind of wanted to show you how all the dolls fit into that puzzle. So I felt like it would be best just to leave them where they are, talk about them still, tell you when I got them, tell them how they're special to me, and just kind of leave them on the shelves. Now this video is probably going to be a longer one, and my camera is already telling me that it's low battery, so I might have to take a break halfway through. But I wouldn't be surprised if this video is an hour long. But this collection has been going on for a long time. I've been collecting well, as a child, I had 5 years of collecting or getting dolls, and I took a break when I was like entering high school, and then the pandemic happened, and then I decided life is short, so let's enjoy it now. So I have about 5 years of collecting as an adult too. So that in total is about 10 years of collecting. So this is 10 years of doll collecting. And I am also doing this YouTube channel, so it's kind of like my job. So yeah, this is kind of my disclaimer of like, I'm not bragging, which sometimes those can be annoying. But I just want to say that this did not happen overnight. I do love American Girl and Maplelea, as you can see right behind me. So I love dolls. I love these dolls, and like, I want to say they're not my whole life, but they're a big part of my life. So American Girl is very important to me, so I do make it a priority. And this channel a priority as well. All right, let's get started. So this is what the doll collection looks like when you first enter my doll room. So we have 3 shelves, all of them thrifted off of Facebook Marketplace. So they're all used, and so I got them for great prices. I get asked all the time from people, where did you get your shelves? And honestly, they're a mishmash. They're a little bit all over the place. I'm not completely in love with them. So chronologically, I have, you know, my historicals. As you can see, we have Kaya, and then it goes through, then it goes into more of the Pioneer girls, Mary Grace and Cecile, and some of my customs, what time they were placed. And then we have my vintage shelf here. We have Kit hiding in there. So that's where like the 1900s kind of girls there. Then we have my Girl of the Year / World by Us dolls. Then we have my 80s, 90s, and the 80s, Courtney, Nikki, Isabel, Nikki, and my Dungeons & Dragons customs, which I'm currently working on. So, yeah, I thought this would fit because Dungeons & Dragons existed in the 80s and 90s. Well, it started in 77, so I guess Julie would have been around for that too, but anyways, technically her story was 74. So, anyways, so these dolls I thought would fit, kind of has an 80s theme to it, and I think they kind of look cute on this shelf. And then we have my Maplelea shelf here, and then this is completely out of order. This is my Victorian kind of shelf here. So we have Nellie, Samantha, and Willie Wishers and stuff. So yeah, is it perfect chronologically? No, but just based on how many dolls I had and stuff like that, I kind of had to make some choices there. So the first doll we see is Taryn, my very first 18-inch doll ever. She is the doll that started it all. She is from Maplelea, and in 2007, around this time, I received a catalog in the mail for these beautiful dolls, and I knew I wanted one, but my parents were like, okay, it's a little close to Christmas, but you can wait for your birthday, which is in the beginning of March. So yes, I wanted, and they're like, if you still want her, then we can get her. And boy, did I still want her. I have this memory of like setting up different areas in my room with doll furniture I had from like baby dolls and all this stuff, using what I had to create this room for her so when she arrived. And I was like, really wanted her. She was like one of the toys that I really wanted as a kid, and I was so happy when I got her for my 8th birthday. And she is just, oh, I love her so much. She has really dry hair now. She has lots of scratches, but that just, and her leg is falling off. But that just shows how much use I got out of this doll all these years. Next we have Brienne, and again, this is not in order of when I received them. So Brienne I got, I believe in 2023 off of Facebook Marketplace, and she's a 2007 version of the doll, and she's really cute. Love her. Got her in a lot with my Sila doll and my Jenna doll. Not a lot, but somebody was selling them, and so I just kind of bought all three, and then they combined the shipping for me, which was really nice. So yeah, that is my Brienne, and she is from the same kind of time period as my Terran, so that's really cool. Next we have my two Sila dolls. So the one wearing the blue fuzzy outfit there, it was my first Sila doll, and I got her the same time I got the Brienne who is beside her, and she is from 2016. Next Sila doll right beside her wearing the blue, dark blue vest, that is a Maplelea doll that I got from the thrift store very recently, and I am thinking about making them a boy doll, but I don't know what to name them. So this is my second Terran doll, and I'm thinking about turning her into a custom. I bought her very recently because you'll see when I have my first edition Leonie doll, someone was selling this doll for a very, very good price. So I just kind of threw it in when I bought them as well, to save kind of on shipping. Or I thought I'm paying for shipping anyways, I might as well get this doll. So I'm thinking about maybe rewigging her or customizing her or doing something with her, turning into a different character, because she is a 2010 doll, so she is very similar to my 2007 Terran, who I'm definitely not going to customize because she's my first doll ever. But this doll, as you can see, she has, you know, shinier lips and a little bit different with the face paint, but she's still very similar. So yeah, that is my second Terran doll. So the doll wearing the hat is my Alexi doll, and she is a second edition Alexi doll, which is so cool because my goal in my collection is to have a first edition, one of the first 4 characters from Maplelea. Would be awesome if it was a Terran, because Terran was my favorite. The second edition is so cool. So this doll is from 2005. Maplelea was founded in 2003, and you can tell that she's definitely an earlier edition because you can tell those eyes. She looks so cute, like the round eyes, like she looks like a cartoon. Like she is so cute, and I'm so glad she's in my collection. This year, I can't remember when, but I got, it's sometime this year, I can't remember when, maybe in the summertime, but yeah, I did get her in 2024. Next we have a first edition Leonie versus the newest edition of Leonie, or one of the newer versions of Leonie. So the first edition Leonie is the one in the bright red, and I bought her for a video the same time I bought my second Terran doll, and that was very recently, I want to say a few months ago, definitely this year, and I just wanted to show the difference between this first generation Leonie doll and the new version of Leonie. So, and this version of Leonie wearing the dark red, I actually received from Maplelea as a gift. I was gifted her to film a video, which I did for them in the summertime, which you can watch that video on my channel. I might have it linked in the description, but you can watch an unboxing and a kind of a vlog style video that I did with her. So that did not take me long. My camera battery died, and I had to take an hour, almost 2 hours break for my camera battery to recharge, and it's still not fully recharged, but hopefully we have enough to get through this video. But the doll with the red hair and green eyes, that is Jenna, and I got her the same time I got my Brienne and my first Sila doll. And she does have a haircut, a little bit, and her bangs, as you can see, there's a little cut there. And I got her in 2023, I believe like spring or summer or something like that in 2023, so last year, and I really like her. I highly recommend her to anybody. Then we have a Maplelea friend. She's like 23 or 28, I can't remember. She's the one with the curly hair. Now this is a custom technically because I had to re-wig her because she was a thrift store rescue and her hair was cut and just you couldn't use it. So I ordered a wig that I thought was the closest possible one that I could find off of Amazon, the start of the fall in 2022. And yeah, so she's really cool. I like her a lot. She's very girly and she loves all things pink and sparkly. So that has been my Maplelea collection. How I display these dolls is in order of province, so from east or west to east. So Terran is the doll that I have that's furthest west. She lives in Alberta. Now, if I had Charles C, she would be first because Charles C's from British Columbia. So we have Taryn from Alberta, Brienne from Manitoba, the Sila Dolls from Iqaluit in Nunavut. And then we have Taryn, who is my second Taryn, so maybe she should be with the other Taryn until I fix her up. I don't know. Still deciding that there. Alexi's from Toronto. Oh, I guess I kind of did it weird. So yeah, this is, and then it goes Toronto, Quebec, and then Nova Scotia, and then PEI, because I got her in PEI. So that's kind of the flow that I did that there. Now I do have another Maplelea doll in my collection, and I guess maybe I'll show that section to you next. But yeah, I do have another Maplelea friend who is not in the Maplelea shelf, and I'll show that to you now. Now this shelf here is my Victorian slash Welly Wisher shelf, because my Welly Wisher shelf right now is currently full of nutcrackers, because it's the holiday season, so I had to put the Welly Wishers in the main shelf. So I apologize, the angles might be weird, but this is Nellie, and I got Nellie, I believe, in 2021. She was a dream doll of mine since I was a kid, and finally I saved up enough money to get her, and I'm so excited she's in my collection. She is so cute. I need to use her more. I need to use her more. I often feel like I have to put her in Victorian clothes, which I don't have a lot of Victorian clothes, but maybe I should just start dressing her in what I want, because she is a dream doll, and I love her. She's so sweet. Next we have Samantha, and Samantha I received as a child in 2011 for my 11th birthday. She was a dream doll. I asked for either Nellie or Samantha, and of course Samantha, and I mean both these dolls were retired at the time, but Samantha's easier to find because she was around for a lot longer. So this Samantha I believe is from 1993. This is a funny story. When I was a kid, I was able to identify that she was from 1993, and for years I was like, she's 1993, and I was like, okay, as an adult, I should fact check that to be like, is she in 1993? Because it feels weird that an 11-year-old would be like, yeah, this doll's from 1993. Like, how did I know that? And then I mentioned that in a previous video, and some other people were like, yeah, she does look like she's from 1993. And I'm like, how did I know that as a child? I just looked at the doll and was like, yep, this doll's from 1993. She has such stunning eyes. She's so cute. Bridget and Jenny, which Bridget is the one with the dark navy sailor outfit and the bright blue eyes, and then Jenny is the one with the kind of hazel eyes. So they're Hearts for Hearts, which is a brand of 14-inch dolls similar to Welly Wishers, and they're kind of represent different dolls from around the world, but I kind of use them as characters for like little sisters for my 18-inch dolls, and all of them are from thrift stores. Any Welly Wisher size doll, so either the Hearts for Hearts or the Welly Wishers that I got, are thrifted. So I got them all from thrift stores, which is fantastic. They're Samantha and Nellie's little sisters, and I based it off of the movie because Bridget and Jenny have like, one of them, I think Jenny has like orange hair and Bridget has like dark hair, or maybe it's the other way around in the books, but in the movies they're both blonde. So I kind of wanted to base it off the movie because when I was a kid I'm like, I wish there was Bridget and Jenny dolls, and I wanted them to look like the movies because I don't know, I don't know. So when these dolls came into my life, I'm like, you know what? They're gonna be Bridget and Jenny because they're both blonde, so they're like the movie version in my mind. Then we have Mini Nellie, and Mini Nellie I got as a kid back in 2011. Her hand is chewed off. Like, look at that. And she's missing her shoes. But yeah, she is cute. So she got lots of use out of her too. I thought about 3D printing some shoes for them, but I don't know how to use a 3D printer. My library has a 3D printer, and I have a mini Emily who needs kind of similar Mary Jane type shoes, and I don't know if anybody has a 3D print pattern or something like that for the mini doll shoes, but that would be kind of cool. I don't know how any of that stuff works, but it'd be kind of cool to 3D print some shoes. So this is the kind of mess of the shelf where the spacing is a little bit weird. So I'm gonna remove some of the dolls so you can see the dolls in the back, and then I'll put the Welly Wishers back in so we can talk about the Welly Wishers in a moment. So these two dolls here. So this is another Maplelea doll. I got this doll off of Facebook Marketplace. I believe Facebook, one of the buy-sell groups on Facebook. It's not Facebook Marketplace, but one of the buy-sell groups. And I got her this year, the same time I got the Alexi, the second generation Alexi doll, and she's so cute. I love her in Victorian clothes, and I was going to leave her in this, and like, maybe she'll be like a character from Anne and Green Gables, because I would love a Diana doll, Anne and Green Gables doll. They're going to come eventually, I know they will. But then I looked at her, she has brown eyes, and I'm thinking, why don't I make her Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz? because that kind of fits my theme with customs of having kind of based on the books and things like that. So she has brown hair and brown eyes, so maybe I'll make her from the Wizard of Oz. Catalogue doll, which, did I get her this year? I feel like I might have gotten her this year as well. She's a thrift store rescue. She is missing her last finger here. I named Lily. She's a Hearts for Hearts doll, again from the thrift store. She is like a cousin or a sister to Sila, I decided. And yeah, so that is Lily. Named her after Lily Gladstone because she got nominated. She was an Indigenous woman who got nominated for, I believe, an Oscar or something like that. So I like having that kind of little reference there. I have Ashlyn, and Ashlyn was the very first American Girl doll that I found at a thrift store. And I got her for like $2.99 in, I want to say, it might have been 2020 now that I think about it. So she has been in my collection for a while, and she kind of has this personality of being really smart and really into school. And even though she's younger, I think she's probably smarter than most of the dolls in my doll collection. And her and Jonathan, who you'll see in a little bit, get into fights with each other over academic stuff. So yeah, Ashlyn is the smarty pants in my collection, but she also really loves princesses. And then I got this doll, which I forget her name, what I named her. But it starts with an A because I want them to be like twins. But she is definitely a girly girl, maybe more of like a Parisian kind of French style. You know, I'm thinking like Chanel, black and pink kind of look there, more of elegance, but still really girly. So they're twins. They're both really girly girls. Oh my gosh, I noticed that Ashley has a bow on this side and she has a bow on this side. So yeah, definitely love princesses and things like that, but they're slightly different from each other. But I do feel like they're sisters, maybe like twins. So love them. All of them are from the thrift store. Then Emerson I got later this year, and she's from the thrift store, and she's wearing actually a thrifted outfit. I found this outfit thrifted, and she's wearing these little shoes, and she looks like a little tap dancer, and I love it. Bridget and Jenny are Victorian dolls. These dolls are modern dolls. So Ashlyn, the twin here, Emerson, and Lily back there are modern dolls, so I dressed them in modern clothes. And the other Welly Wishers you're gonna see are dressed in historical clothes. Now, this will be a good opportunity to show you the new doll that I got, who is gonna be probably going in this section. So let me zoom out and show you the new doll that I got from the thrift store yesterday. This is the doll here. Now I just put her in this placeholder outfit in this Victorian dress because I think it's so cute. And I put in this little hat and put these little braids and put these little bows. So she is who I got from the thrift store. Another Hearts for Hearts doll. I don't know who she's gonna be, but she is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love her brown eyes. She looks kind of like Marita, so maybe I'll make her a sister Marita or something like that, if Marita has a little sister or something like that. But she is so cute, and she also kind of looks like Dorothy as well with the braids. So maybe I'll make like a mini Dorothy too. So cute. Yeah, this is the new doll. I'm gonna have to rearrange these shelves to find her a spot. But she was $3.99 from the thrift store. So cute, and this dress is thrifted too. So is the hat. The bows are from the dollar store. So cute. I'm so excited to show her. I was gonna show her at the end, but I feel like since I'm talking about the Welly Wishers, might as well talk about her as well. This is the start of my historical collection, so most of the dolls in my collection are historicals. Maybe not, now that I think about it. My goal in my collection is to have all the historicals and to focus on the historicals, but as time has gone on, Truly Me's have come into my life. This doll, like this shelf right here, is all canon historical dolls from American Girl. So let's get started. I'll show you in detail. So this is Kaya, and Kaya I got in October of 2022, and this doll is super special to me because she is the first doll that I bought with a YouTube check. So she is so special to me, and also she is stunning. I don't think photos do her justice for how beautiful she is. Like, she's probably one of the most beautiful dolls in my collection. Highly recommend her. I see people kind of being negative about her on social media, and I'm like, until you have her, don't judge her. I don't know what to say. Next we have Felicity, and if you've been following my channel for a while, you know the story about Felicity, or maybe you don't know. But this Felicity was one of the dolls as a child I wanted so badly. And in December of 2020, I ended up receiving her in the mail on like December 20th, 2020. and she had a haircut. And the seller didn't disclose because her hair was put in this like low ponytail that Felicity has, and her hair was cut terribly. So I had to re-wig her, and yes, the color is the same, but it just doesn't have the pin curls and it doesn't have the texture, and it just, and she has stitches down her side, so she has like like these like little nail polish earrings, like somebody just put like dots of nail polish on her ears as like earrings, and so she's just a mess. I did pay like $150 for this doll, but she did come with the cloak she's wearing. She did come with this outfit and her shoes and some stockings and some bloomers, which are not original. The stockings and bloomers were not original. And Caroline's pajamas with the shoes and her complete box, like, book collection. So I didn't want to complain to eBay about it because I probably still got a good deal considering how much stuff she came with, even though the doll herself was a little, I re-wigged her, and this might be a doll that I might customize later, this physical Felicity, but I might order another one, maybe off of eBay, who has good hair, but maybe she doesn't come with clothes, or maybe she comes with a different Felicity outfit. But when I'm ordering historicals on eBay, I am pretty picky with them having their meat outfit, and their shoes and things like that. If they're a thrifted doll, I don't care. I don't care who it is. If it's like $5 for an American Girl doll, I don't care who it is, I'm gonna get it. Oh, actually I got Elizabeth before I got Felicity. So Elizabeth I got in like August of 2020, and I filmed an unboxing, but I never posted it, and then I posted it like later or something like that, and it was one of the first videos I filmed, and then I wasn't gonna upload it, and then I thought, you know what, let's upload it. And because I started this channel, I was like, I'm not going to care about the views, I'm not going to care about the subscribers, because I had a YouTube channel before, and it just kind of took over my life, being like obsessed with subscribers and ad revenue, and it just wasn't fun anymore. So I created this doll channel because I'm like, I want to have a fun channel and not worry about that kind of stuff. My early days of my channel, when I'm like, oh, people are actually watching this, and I'm having more success on this channel than I did with another channel, and I'm having more fun and all that stuff. So it was kind of crazy. But yeah, anyway, so I got Elizabeth, and so if you go back and watch the Elizabeth unboxing video, you will see that it was posted like several months later. Next we have Josefina, and Josefina I got in March of 2023 for my birthday, and I think I overpaid for her a little bit. I spent like $140 on her, and she did come with her meat outfit, but her legs are a little bit loose, and she's in okay condition, but you know, I overpaid just a little bit because I missed out on another Josefina, and then this one came up, and I'm like, well, I'm never gonna find another good Josefina. Don't do that to yourself. And anyways, but she's cute. She is stunning. I know people can like tighten the legs and stuff like that, but finding those kits in Canada, those restringing kits, is difficult. Josefina got her in March of 2023 for my birthday, which is great because Josefina's birthday is also in March. So we're both Pisces, along with Marie Grace. Marie Grace and I are almost birthday buddies. We're only a few days apart. Next we have Caroline. Caroline is one of the dolls, the last doll I actually received as a child. I received her for a Christmas gift in 2013, and my parents got her from the American Girl store and then saved her for me for Christmas, and oh my god, she is beautiful and I love her. Oh my goodness. She definitely has gotten use out of her because there is some like flyaway hairs, and her hair isn't like in the best condition, but to be honest, I see so many Carolines in horrible condition with the hair, so I'm not complaining. I think I took decent care of her, but I only had her for a few months before I packed her away because I was going to high school and I wanted to be like one of the cool kids. Now these two dolls are official American Girl, but if you're not like an American Girl super fan, I can see why you wouldn't recognize these. So these are Girls of Many Lands dolls. Now they were dolls from the early 2000s. They were collector dolls. They weren't meant to be played with, and I learned that the hard way. Because Cecile, who's in the blue, her legs snapped off, and they're held together with hot glue gun. So that is Cecile, and then we have Isabel in the red. And these dolls I got off of eBay, both of them for like $30. And they were missing accessories. They were definitely not in the collector thing, but I bought them with my own money when I was like 11 or something like that. And I knew that they were American Girl, and I was looking at them because I used this site, or I used to use the site, and I still kind of use it too, AG Playthings, which was a catalog at that time of all the things American Girl had created, and it has like Our New Baby, it has like a whole bunch of things from American Girl, and these dolls were listed in that kind of collection or catalog or whatever you want to use that as a record of what American Girl had. So that's the only reason I know these dolls existed from American Girl. That site is still up, it just hasn't been updated in a few years. Like, it's basically anything pre-Beforever, or there might be some Beforever stuff on there, but basically the catalog hasn't been kept up with. So if you're looking for pre-Beforever kind of records, I would highly recommend AG Playthings, and they do have these dolls listed from American Girl. So next we have what I call my Pioneer shelf, and just to let you know before I forget, we do have baby Olivia in the stroller there. So anyways, this is my Pioneer shelf. So if this was done in chronological order, Mary Grace and Cecile would be in the back because they're from 1953, and Kirsten, who is in the back, is from 1954. So yes, the timeline is thrown off with these dolls. But in the back row, let's zoom in and talk about the dolls. So these two dolls here, we have Kirsten and Marta. Now Kirsten is a proper Kirsten doll from the 90s. Then we have Marta, who's a Just Like You 20. And I both got them off of Kijiji, which is similar to Facebook Marketplace in Canada, similar to like Craigslist, those kind of things. And I bought them, it was a lot. These two dolls plus one Our Generation doll for $50. Now I sold the Our Generation doll, I can't remember for how much, but basically these dolls came up to like $17 each, and which was fantastic, like $17.50 or something like that. So I was like, this is the lowest I've paid for a doll, and then I found some dolls from thrift stores. So definitely very good price for these dolls. Now Kirsten, her limbs were very tight, and I ended up doing that elastic thing with her. So yeah, her limbs are not going to stay firm forever. Did not do it the proper way. I did it the elastic way, but I didn't know how to do it the other way. Tried selling them, but it was weird. I kept on getting weird messages from people, and it was just like weird people asking weird questions and just wasting my time and just being weird. In June of 2022, I came up with the concept of calling my Just Like You 20 Marta from Kirsten Stories. Now, if you know Kirsten Stories, Marta passes away in like the second chapter of Meet Kirsten, but I thought it would be kind of cool to be like, but what if Marta survived and Kirsten, the lights just flickered. Oh my god, I'm scared. Then I also have made jokes about Marta being a ghost and Kirsten only being the one who can see Marta. We have Just Like You 42, or Truly Me 42, who I got recently from Chapters. When the Chapters closed, they were selling all their dolls for like $45. So I got this doll and I turned her into a singing bird, which is the indigenous friend from Kirsten Stories. Still working on her, have a plan to get her an outfit. Just need to click purchase, but I'm just waiting for an opportunity, probably my birthday. Next we have my Mary and Laura dolls from Little House on the Prairie. Both of them, I got them on the same day, thrift store rescues. I paid like $35. They were originally $40, but blonde doll I believe is Truly Me 27, is the brown haired doll, and I believe she's a Truly Me 23. Next we have my first American Girl doll ever, which is Alice, who I called Kirsten for the longest time. So I got her in for my birthday in 2010. She was my second 18-inch doll ever, so it was her and Taryn from Maplelea. And I thought she was a Kirsten doll. My mom she didn't pay Kirsten prices. She paid like a normal price for a doll, but this doll is a Truly Me 3, so she has blue eyes, straight blonde hair, and bangs. So this doll became Alice because I used to dress her up as Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and I created the stop motion with Alice, and so she was like an Alice doll as well. So now she's permanently full-time Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Next we have Mary Grace and Cecile, and Mary Grace and Cecile are wearing coats that match their meet outfits so well that I made for I didn't make it specifically for them, I just made these coats. And then suddenly, yesterday or 2 days ago, I was like, these coats fit their outfits so well. So I just put it on them and I was like, this is so cute. But that is Mary Grace. Mary Grace I got Christmas 2011. I got her Christmas 2011, and she was one of my favorite dolls for the longest time because she was a historical with brown hair and blue eyes, and I had brown hair and blue eyes, so she was my lookalike doll until Sage came out, and then Sage was more of my lookalike doll in 2013. So she was my lookalike doll for a little bit because she had blue eyes and brown hair, but that did not last long. Cecile. Cecile is a special doll in my collection because she was the first doll I bought intentionally as an adult. Now, Kirsten and Just Like You 20, Marta, I did buy them with the intention of reselling in December 2019, but in like May of 2020, I bought Cecile with my own money from eBay because I wanted her, and I said her and Nellie were going to be the only American Girls that I was going to buy. That did not last very long at all. So I think a lot of doll collectors have a similar story. I'm just gonna buy this one doll, and then suddenly you buy more than just the doll. Next we have Jonathan, my Truly Me 77, who I got from Chapters, and he was on clearance for so long, and I actually was like, he went down, he was like $150, and then he got dropped down to like $120, and then I waited several months, and then I got a gift card for Chapters, and I was like, oh, if he's still there, I'll go purchase him. And I saw, and he was still like $120, $110, something like that. And I bought, they had this outfit, the holiday outfit, and I thought it looked like a little historical outfit. So I bought this, go up to the registers, and they were like, actually, this is $70. So he was actually half price, but they just didn't change the sticker. So that's probably why no one bought him, because they didn't realize how discounted he actually was. And he sat there for like 6 months because I saw it on Father's Day in like June, and then I was like, well, I'm not buying for me, I'm buying for my dad, and I have to plan it. And then Christmas rolled around, I'm like, oh, I hope that he's still there. And surprisingly he was after 6 months, and then he became discounted at half off. So yeah, $70 I spent on him and his meat outfit, so it was like $130, and so I used some gift cards and I paid some of it. So yeah, I love him. I love having a boy doll in my collection, and I have kind of another boy doll in my collection which I got recently, which is the second Sila doll that I showed for my Maplelea, but this was my first boy doll and my only boy doll for a while, and technically first official boy doll as well. Next we have these dolls here, which the one with the blonde hair is Grace, the one with the orange hair is Carrie, and they're sisters to the two Little House on the Prairie dolls, Mary and Laura. And I got the blonde one, which is a Camille, which is a Welly Wisher, from the thrift store. Same day I found these two dolls, and then this doll here, which is a Willa in the orange hair. I got her, when did I get her? I want to say last year. I want to say 2023 from a thrift store. The one with the blonde hair, the Camille, and these two dolls here, I just got recently. I want to say I got them Mother's Day, May of 2024. So I got them, these three dolls this year from the thrift store. So next we have this doll here. This is an official American Girl. So when they first came out, it was part of the Caring for Baby set. So people were calling these American Girl Caring for Baby dolls. And then they released these mini ones, and now I believe they're called Itty Bitty Babies. So I have this one here, bought off of eBay from like one of those overstock sites, factories from China. I don't know fully how to describe them, but she was like $30 when they're normally like $70. I'm sitting on the floor and I feel like my knees and back are gonna kill me later, but the things you do for a YouTube video. Anyways, this is my vintage shelf, and these are the dolls that are from the 1920s to the 1970s. I did have Courtney in here as well, and I feel like Courtney could sit there, but she's on another shelf and I'll show you later. But now I have room for Melody. Melody would go right here. So, oh, and then Ruthie. I have no room for Ruthie. See, this is the thing. If I get another doll, I have to rearrange these whole shelves and maybe even buy a new shelf, and I don't have space for that because I just bought an American Girl dollhouse from the thrift store. Yeah, crazy story. Somebody built an American Girl dollhouse and they donated it, and I have to fix it up, and I'm gonna figure out a new spot for it. But anyways, that's probably for the January update video. So I'll talk about that in another video. So here we have Kit, and Kit is in a wheelchair because I bought her off of Facebook Marketplace and she was brand new in box, and $50 for Kit, Be Forever Kit, brand new in box with her book and a wheelchair. So I was like, okay, Kit is going to use the wheelchair because she came with it. So She is just sitting here in my collection in this display. And she fits really nicely in this display because I use these American Girl doll boxes as risers. Sorry, getting a little too ahead of myself there. You can kind of see the corner there. So I just kind of put these boxes as risers for my dolls, so that's why some are higher in the back and some are lower in the front. But her chair fits perfectly in between the box and the wall there. So she belongs there. And we have Claudie, then we have Nenea, then we have Molly, Emily, Mary Ellen, Julie, and my version of Ivy, who's actually a Truly Me 40. So anyways, let's go back to Kit. Well, I think I already said everything about Kit, is that I got her off of Facebook Marketplace, super close to my house. She came with a wheelchair, brand new in box, Be-Forever version, never taken out of the box, for $50. Isn't that a steal? And she came with a wheelchair, so another great deal. Got her in on January 2nd. It was like New Year's Day that I saw it, and then I'm like, can I pick it up January 2nd? And they're like, sure. And I picked it up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was fantastic. And she's in my collection, and she's so cute. She has this cute little bob. I love this version. I didn't think I would love Kit, the Be-Forever version, but I love the haircut. So she's so cute. Once you get her out of that green outfit, she's so cute. Then we have Claudie, who I got in, was it 2022? I want to say it was 2022. Yeah, it was like October. Like, she had just been released and I got her. And she is so cute. Love her. She's definitely more of like a glam doll in my collection. And I love that she loves the different arts and exploring different art, because that's kind of me. I know I kind of hated on her in previous videos for that, but I am similar to that as well now that I've become more self-aware. I'm like, yeah, I definitely love all versions of art. I do theater. I recently started doing ballet. I love music. I love so many different things. So yeah, Claudie, love her. And I'm sorry that I kind of hated on her for, you know, being interested in so many different things. I don't know why. I was so silly back in the day. Like, what is wrong with me? Nenea, I got off of Facebook Marketplace in the beginning, like February of 2021. Around the same time that I got my boy doll Jonathan, to be honest. I think I got them like within the same month, and I was like, this is crazy, because I never done something like that and bought dolls so close together, and now that happens pretty frequently. Just due to this channel, and sometimes I buy dolls to fix up on this channel or thrifting. I'm finding a lot of dolls thrifted, which is crazy because I never would have thought that before, but I feel like the dolls have been around for several years, that it's just easier to find them at thrift stores because more people have bought them and have gotten rid of them, which is really sad because these dolls are like really expensive. So just donating them is kind of sad to me. Anyways, so we have Nenea, got her in like February of 2021. So cute. Love her. Love her green eyes. Another doll I would recommend in your collection if you want a unique doll. Next we have Molly. Molly is my first 18-inch doll that I found at a thrift store. Got her in like April of 2021, I want to say. And I got her around the same time as Mary Ellen, because Mary Ellen, who you'll see in a moment, or she's actually in the corner right there. That is Mary Ellen. So I bought Mary Ellen first. We'll just do this at the same time, actually. So Mary Ellen I got in March 2021 for my birthday. Bought her, like, she had her accessories, and she had her box and her book. She wasn't brand new in box, but she was like new-ish with her box for like $100, including shipping, off of eBay for my birthday. And it was a tie between whether or not I should get Mary Ellen or Molly, because I wanted them both. Because Molly I wanted as a kid. Mary Ellen, I always dreamed of a 1950s doll from America Girl. And then when I got out of it, they released one and I didn't even know until I started getting into dolls again. I'm like, they have a 1950s doll, I have to get her. So I bought her because I could find a better price for her. And then literally a few weeks later, maybe a month later, I found Molly at a thrift store. Like, insane. And she didn't come with her glasses. These glasses I had before when I received my Samantha doll. She came with these glasses. These are not Molly glasses. They're gold, so they're kind of like a Girl of Today accessory set. But I think they're close enough to Molly's glasses. I just use them as Molly's glasses. Next we have Emily. And Emily is the first doll I bought with my own money when I was 11 years old in summer of 2011. I saved up all year because I knew we were going to the States. So I did like extra chores around the house. I did garage sales. I did lemonade sale. Like I did a whole birthday money I saved to get Emily, and I wanted to get Molly because they were retiring, and they were like my favorite dolls. And then as soon as I read their stories and fell in love with them, they're like, yeah, we're retiring them. And I'm like, what the heck, American Girl? I was devastated when that happened. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll get Emily, and Mary Grace and Cecile came out, and I wanted those dolls as well. But I was like, okay, I'm going to try to save up enough money to get Emily and Molly. Or maybe originally when they weren't going to retire them, I think I was going to get Emily and Mary Grace. But then they plan on retiring them. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But I can only save enough to get Emily in some outfits. But yeah, I really wanted Molly. But now I have Molly from the thrift store and a Pleasant Company Molly. So it's one of those things in life when you think like, especially when you're younger, and this, I'm glad I'm learning this lesson when I'm a young person, is that everything works out. And that sounds so cheesy and sounds so fake. I know it might be younger people or maybe even people older than me. You're like, no, it doesn't. But like, when I look back on my doll collection, I just see the pieces being put together over time, and just seeing how dolls come into my collection and how they've kind of ended up in my collection. It's all kind of this puzzle. But if you had told me when I was 11, I definitely thought I never would have owned a Molly. But the fact that I found a Molly at a thrift store years later is like insane to me. And I have this huge collection and I love them, and I have like unique stories for all of them. Everything works out in a weird way, and now that I'm kind of backed up and I look back on the past, I see how all the puzzle pieces fit together. So yeah, like imagine if I had bought a Molly instead and not an Emily. I haven't been able to find an Emily at a thrift store, and Emily's hard to find. So it all just kind of worked out, and it's kind of strange and spooky. And I don't know how I feel about coincidences, but just I feel in awe of my collection because I see kind of how things kind of fall into place. I kind of already talked about Mary Ellen because I always wanted a 1950s doll when I was a kid, and then when I saw they released her, I'm like, okay, I have to get her eventually. And yeah, I got her for a really great price for my birthday, my 21st birthday. But yeah, she's so cute. Love her. Next we have Julie, and Julie is a recent thrift store rescue from a few months ago. I got her for a few bucks, and yes, on this channel I said I was going to customize her, and yeah, her wig is not great and all this stuff, but I think I'm going to leave her as Julie for now because I'm not the biggest Julie fan when it comes, like I like the Julie books, but like the Julie collection and the Julie doll, so I'm going to probably leave her as Julie because I don't think I want to spend like full price on a Julie. And same thing with this Ivy doll here. This Ivy, quotation marks, is a Truly Me 40. Now, I found her at a thrift store as well. So I found both of these dolls at a thrift store. So I feel like they should be Julie and Ivy, because this doll I called Ivy because I do not like Ivy's bangs. And Ivy is such a ridiculous price. Now, if I find Ivy for a great price, I'll buy Ivy. Or if I find Ivy at a thrift store with her outer outfit, I'll get her. Like, I'm not going to say never to an Ivy doll, but I'm not willing to pay the crazy price for Ivy, like an official Ivy, just because I don't like her haircut. Like, I feel like the bangs are okay, but like just I just don't like it. I just don't like the Ivy doll. And so I'm not willing to pay the price to get an official Ivy at this point. And so Julie, when she was from the thrift store, I'm like, well, they're both thrift store dolls, so maybe it's meant to be. Maybe they are meant to be Julie and Ivy. Because like I feel like this doll, the number 40 could be an Ivy with like, who decided she didn't want bangs anymore, who grew out her bangs, because look at that kind of hair there. So yeah, so like I feel like these dolls kind of were meant to be in a weird way. But yeah, so Julie I got like a few months ago, and I have a video on my channel, all the dolls I got from a thrift store. So she was that doll revealed in that video. And then this doll I got in October of 2022, around the same time that I got Kaya. So I bought Kaya, and then I found this doll at a thrift store like a few weeks later. So, but this is my Be-Forever Molly, and this doll was on sale on Amazon, so I bought her because I wanted to see what the new mini dolls were like. And this is my Emily doll, who I would love to 3D print or make some shoes for. But that is Emily. She's in rough shape, but definitely got a lot of use out of this doll, to be honest. So yeah, those are the mini dolls there, and they hang out here because Big Molly and Big Emily live here as well. So that's why these dolls are here. Just like Mini Nellie lives up where Big Nellie lives. If you move past the Christmas tree here, you will find my World by Us and my Girl of the Year shelf. Now I'm just gonna give you a warning with this shelf. I am not the biggest fan of their outfits right now. I was gonna rechange their outfits before this video, but I'm like, you know what, by the time I get the outfits picked out, change their outfits, do their hair, I'm not gonna wanna film this video. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna show the video as it is because I don't hate these outfits. They're definitely more of like holiday outfits. So we're gonna leave them in these for this video. But anyways, this collection, what it's at right now, doesn't look the best. I need to do some work, so just ignore that, but just focus on the dolls. First in the back we have Marita. She's a World by Us doll. I got her along with McKenna. Let's just show them both here. McKenna in 2023 because I was worried they were gonna retire. I was like, okay, I feel like they're gonna go on, like if they go on sale, the next time they go on sale, I'm gonna get them. And I got freaked out because it said limited quantities. And I'm like, they're gonna retire. I already had Yvette. Yvette, I got the same time as Claudie. So this is Yvette here. Yvette and Claudie I got in October of 2022, or around that time. And then, I wanna say it was 2022. And then I got these dolls, 2023 in like the summer, and I got them, ordered them from AmericanGirl.com, which I really don't do that often because it's so expensive with taxes and all that. Yvette, kind of talked about already, got her in October 2022. Got them both. It was crazy. I was like, I bought 2 brand new dolls at the same time. I almost didn't buy this doll because I bought Claudie because she's the brand new doll, wanted to make a video on her, used YouTube money to buy Claudie, and then I'm like, I want to get another one as well for Christmas. And I was like, who's gonna get? I'm like, oh, I guess I could get Corneo starring in dolls. I'm like, wait, Yvette is another doll I want very badly. She's not a historical, but I do want this doll. So I ended up getting Yvette as well, and do not regret that decision. Love Yvette. One of my favorite dolls in my collection. Like, Kaya's a favorite doll in my collection. Yvette is another favorite doll in my collection. Love them so much. So cute. McKenna is another really cute doll, to be honest. She looks really cute in photos. But anyways, a lot of cute dolls. But yeah, that is Yvette. Love her. Very unique. Very stunning. I love her a lot. Then we have Caitlin, who is my custom World by Us doll. Now, she was on sale. I bought her in like March of this year, the same time I bought Singing Bird and another doll you're going to see on the next shelf. So I bought 3 dolls from Chapters when they were selling them for $45. And I got her, and she is a custom doll. I made her like an indigenous character. Her name is Caitlin, and I wanted American Girl to release an indigenous character for the World by Us line. I felt like it would have been a really great opportunity. I also wanted them to release like a Muslim doll. Like, I had so many hopes and dreams for the World by Us collection, and it kind of flopped. And I'm really sad about that because that would have been a great way to introduce more diversity with American Girl. And I don't think it sold that well because, like, they haven't been advertising them and they're not really available. And if you want a doll like McKenna, Marita, or Yvette or something like that and they're still available, get them when you can because they're just like hard to find now. So anyways, like, I had a lot of hopes and dreams for the World by Us and it just didn't happen. But so Caitlin, I kind of got her and I'm like, you know what, she's a gorgeous doll, $45, can't complain, brand new doll in box. I'll name her Caitlin and she'll be my custom World by Us doll, and she's an indigenous character. But I would love for some other characters, and I might release some more custom World by Us dolls. Like, maybe I'll make a Muslim doll, or maybe a boy doll I wanted for that line as well. I had a lot of hopes and dreams for it. So maybe I'll make those dolls that I dreamed American Girl would have made for the World by Us as well. And so maybe stay tuned for that. I don't know. Next we have my Sage doll, and Sage is another doll that was from my childhood. So the dolls that were from my childhood, I think you've seen all my dolls from my childhood, but we have Taryn, we have my Alice doll, we have Emily, we have Mary Grace, we have Sage, this doll, and Caroline. Those are the 7 dolls that I had in my childhood over 5 years of collecting. And yeah, so all the other dolls I have bought as an adult. bought as an adult or received through this channel. So it's, yeah, if you were curious, I had 7 dolls as a child and everything else I have as an adult. But Sage was my lookalike doll in 2013. That's why she's wearing glasses, because I used her as my lookalike for many years, and now I don't know if she's quite my lookalike anymore. We both have blue eyes, freckles, and curly hair. Hers is more red, and my hair was more reddish when I was younger, but in like the last 2 years, my hair has gotten really dark. Like, there's a period of time when I'm like, should I start saying I have black hair? Because like my hair has gotten really dark, and people are like, no, I would still call it brown. And I'm like, okay, good to know. But now it's like a dark brown, when before it was like a lighter brown, a little bit more like Sage's, and then in recent years it's just gotten so dark. Yeah, so Sage is my lookalike doll. That's why she wears glasses sometimes. Sometimes I take them off just so she can be more Sage-like, but I bought these glasses for her, so if I want her to be more like a lookalike, then she's just wearing these glasses here, which I do have glasses similar to this. I wish American Girl just had like black glasses, because that's what I wear most of the time, but I do have another pair that looks similar to this. Next we have Covey, and Covey looks so creepy in this lighting, but I'm not gonna bother trying to change it and stuff like that, but she looks cute in the sweater. I think the sweater really suits her. But I love Covey. I got her last year. When did I get her? Like for a Christmas present last year. In like October, I bought her for Christmas and then opened her in October. And she is a theater kid. And I'm a theater kid. I worked in theater for 3 years, the last 3 years. And might work in theater again, who knows. That's just the nature of theater. But I've done theater for like since 2009. Since I was 9, so I've been doing theater, and then professionally since 2019. I've done different things here and there professionally in theater and acting. So yeah, I'm a big theater kid. So when they released a theater kid, well, actually, I released a video on my channel, Dream Girl of the Year or something like that, and I wanted her to be a theater kid, and I did this thing where they would have like a collab, I guess, of the Wizard of Oz, and they'd have like Wizard of Oz outfits, and then she would be like the Wicked Witch, and she would like cast as the Wicked Witch, and she would like learn to like, you know, accept a role that she didn't want or something like that. I came up with this whole story, this video, and then like literally 2 years later, American Girl released Covey with the Wicked collab, with the Wicked Witch outfit. So it's kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie, and some people just think I'm crazy and I'm ranting about things, but I do feel like American Girl might have watched that video, got that idea from me, which if they did, that's great, but it might have also been law of attraction. Like, I put it out in the universe, and the universe is like, yeah, no problem. Or maybe I saw the future. I don't know. I go on these rants about things, and people just think I'm crazy, but I was like, I really feel like I predicted Covey or something. Or American Girl watched my video and was like, that's a good idea, and they created this theater kid doll. So I'm like, I have to get her, because I was like, I want a doll that's a theater kid, and I want her to have all this stuff, and they ended up doing that. So this is Grace, Girl of the Year 2014. She came out in 2015. I was in high school in 2015, so I did not know she existed. But I love her. She has this baking aesthetic. She's just so cute. I love this, like, girly. Love Grace's collection. She was like my favorite Girl of the Year for the longest time. Then Covey got released. Covey is now my favorite. When did I get her? 2023, this year or last year? No, I think it was 2023. I'm getting a little tired. I think you can tell. I'm getting a little tired of talking about dolls, but we have one shelf left, so let's do it. Let's do this. So this is the final shelf, and this is kind of a mixture of things. This is kind of like, it's like my 80s, 90s shelf, but also my Dungeons and Dragons shelf. It's kind of weird. So first, we have this dog here. This is Maplelea dog. I got thrifted. This is one of Sila's dogs. This is Sugar, one of the pets from around 2011. And then we have this, which I showed on my Instagram and in my What I Got for Christmas. But my mom got me this Funko Pop of me, this custom Funko Pop, and it has this doll and these glasses and this pink shirt and this necklace of pearls, and it's awesome. I love it. And this is definitely going in the background of my videos, so that's why it's put here. And it kind of fits because the pink shirt and the pink, there's so much pink and purple on this shelf, so it fits really well. And I love this shelf. Here, I'm going to move my lighting a little bit. I love this shelf. I think it's just stunning. So let's zoom in on some of the dolls. So the first doll with the blonde curly hair is Courtney, and Courtney is from the 80s. I got her, this was like the beginning of Chapters Indigo sales, so I got her for like $100. And which was fantastic at the time, but then she went even lower, but I missed out. So anyways, Courtney was $100 around Christmas of 2023. Got her slightly before I got Kit in January. So I got her like around Boxing Day for $100, and I was like, oh my god, I got her, and it was amazing. And I thought I saved a lot of money because she would have been like 140 or something like that, 160. So I thought I saved like 30% off, and then the dolls even went even further. But yeah, I'm glad I got a historical for a good price. So that is Courtney. I'm glad she's in my collection. She is a very cute doll. So if you're thinking about getting Courtney, I would consider it because she is very cute. Next we have my newest 18-inch dolls, and that is Isabel and Nikki. And Isabel and Nikki, I opened them on this channel, and they were kind of my Christmas present, holiday present for myself. I wanted them for a long time, and so I waited for the sale. They went on sale for 20% off, and I bought them, and I was so excited. But yeah, I bought them, and they cost more than I was expecting, and it was a little bit crazy because my bank wasn't like, well, there was like conversion rate, so there was a little bit confusion about the conversion rate. So they ended up being a little bit more than I was expecting, which is fine, I guess. But these dolls were pretty pricey. But I got them both, and they're still in their meat outfits because I just love their meat outfits. So they're kind of staying in this for a while before I get them changed into something else. But yeah, they're the two dolls here. I love them because the early 2000s was kind of like my time growing up, and I remember more of the 2010s. So if American Girl released a 2010s doll, I'd be all over that. I know people were like, oh, 90s are not historical. I'm like, whatever. I love the 90s aesthetic, and the 2000s, 2010s. If they released a 2010 doll, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I don't care if they're calling me historical or whatever. Like, just, I love them so much. Next two dolls are my custom dolls that I'm still working on. I've been working on them for months. I've been putting it off. I've been just a lot of projects going on. So we have the doll with the sweater here in the Josefina mold. That is Betty, who I'm going to turn into a custom half-orc fighter, which is based off of my Dungeons and Dragons character, Betty. And she's like, I based her, I came up with the story of like Elle Woods, but if she was like an orc. So yeah, it's kind of a funny little character there for the funny campaign that my Dungeons and Dragons group does. But then this is another character here. So I bought the Betty doll for $45 when I bought both my Caitlin doll, the Custom World by Us doll, and my Singing Bird doll. So they were all $45 each. Bought them in March around for my birthday when Chapters had the sale. And then this doll with the purple hair went even further and was $35. So yeah, I saved some serious money on this doll. And she had purple hair, and actually a few days before I went to the thrift store and I saw My Life As doll with purple hair, and I'm like, oh, I should get her because I really like the purple hair. And I'm like, no, like you should only save it for like American Girl. Like you shouldn't open it up to My Life As. And then this doll went on sale, and I'm like, this doll has purple hair, I'm gonna buy her. So she was $35, and I'm gonna turn her into a tiefling paladin named Verity Justice. And she's gonna have like little horns and stuff like that. Yeah, she's gonna be really cute when I'm done with her. But yeah, another project that I have to save for another day. It's hard juggling these projects and then having YouTube videos because I'm like, you know, I should really post more on YouTube, but then I'm like, how am I gonna do that when I have all these projects? And then it's interesting when I do these projects because I know I'm going to have to probably record these projects and then I can put it on YouTube. And that's even more work than just doing the project because you have to set up the camera, set up the lighting, edit it. Like it's a lot of work to like just film a craft instead of just doing it. So that's probably what's holding me back. But if I write it down in the new year, maybe I should just write it down saying I'm doing it this month and just force myself to do it. And I guess I should say that I got both of these dolls in March of 2024. If you were wondering about my collection, I broke it down, I counted the different categories and how many dolls I have in each category. So I have 11 Maplelea dolls, 9 Welly Wisher size dolls, which there would be 4 official Welly Wishers and 5 Hearts for Hearts dolls, 1 Magic Attic doll, 3 mini dolls, 1 itty bitty baby doll, 36 18-inch AG dolls, American Girl dolls, 47 18-inch dolls in general, so that is AG and Maplelea, and 58 dolls with Welly Wisher and AG size dolls, or 18-inch AG and Maplelea dolls, and a total of 64 official either American Girl dolls, Maplelea dolls, Welly Wisher, or Hearts for Hearts dolls, and then a Magic Attic doll. So it's technically 64 dolls in this type of collection, not including my Barbies. I didn't show my Barbies or my Ever After High, Rainbow High, didn't show any of that, just kind of my American Girl collection, which includes some other dolls as well. So yeah, a lot of dolls here, but if you remember, a lot of them are thrifted, which is great. But I've been collecting for a long time. YouTube has definitely helped with that as well. So yeah, that is my collection. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I post lots of American Girl videos and lots of Maplelea videos and all those kind of doll collecting videos. So make sure to subscribe if you would like. Also make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, my 2 Instagram accounts and TikTok and all that. All the links will be in the description box below. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I feel like it's gonna be a long one. And just thank you so much for being here. Have a happy new year. And I'm so glad I have been on YouTube for 4 years. That's a long time. I'm glad I did not think I would stick with it for this long, and I definitely have. So thank you all for your support for over these last 4 years, whether you've been here since the beginning or a new subscriber. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year. Just, I don't know, good vibes, everybody. Have a good time. All right, I'll see you next time.